Yes, the mighty push-up, one of the most common exercises that people do when they want to get into shape, get stronger, and obviously look better. So let's have a look at the push-up from an anatomical and a biomechanical point of view to what is the best hand position to have and the safest hand position to have. So you see lots of people do lots of variations of push-ups, and whether they're doing it to try to make it easier or because they're not strong enough, what's important is to do it properly so you're going to get the right muscle activation without putting any undue stress on the joints, whether that be the shoulder joint or the back. So we're just going to look at mostly at the upper body. We'll worry about the back position, but ideally you want to have enough strength through your abdominal region and your rectus spinae and your internal external obliques and your transverse abdominis and multifidus muscle groups and your all those other associated quadratus lumborum to support your vertebral column and your thorax, I suppose, in this nice position. So there's no sagging and there's no camel humping. So no camel humping and no sagging. When it comes to hand position, well, first of all, you want to make sure that your hands are not above your shoulder, so they don't go above your shoulder, because when you take your hands above your shoulder goes into abduction, and your hands are already in the medial rotation. So that's the classic position for impinging the supraspinatus tendon between the acromion process and the head of the humerus. So that's your shoulder impingement position. So putting your hands out in front, right out and sticking, you see this, then yes, it might be easier, but you're actually grinding the tendon between those just two articulating surfaces in your shoulder joint, and that will lead to impingement, inflammation, tendonitis, and maybe tendinopathy. So don't take your hands high, because that's not good for the shoulder joint. You want to keep your hands probably ideally just in your armpit, just under the armpit and out to the side, because now your arm, when you're underneath your shoulder in the armpit, then your shoulder's going to be more in the adducted position, which will take it from away from that shoulder impingement. So in the armpit would be a good start, then go out. So at the bottom, your forearm is perpendicular to the earth, that's what you're bench pressing. How cool is that? You don't do push-ups, you bench press the earth, and that's what you're doing, bench pressing the earth. So yeah, down here, and then from here out to a width which is comfortable, and now it up to any grinding in the shoulder joint. Some people want to bring it in nice and close through here, and that's okay, but what you're going to find is as you bring your arm in closer to your trunk, your shoulder adducts. When your shoulder adducts, that shortens your pectoralis major. When a muscle such as pectoralis major is shortened, it doesn't have the capacity to exert force and pull the insertion towards the origin. So it goes from a shoulder horizontal flexion point of view to a shoulder flexion point of view, and your pectoralis major isn't as strong a shoulder flexor as it is a horizontal flexor. So bringing your hands out wider out here is going to be a strong, safe position if you want to maximize the muscle activation in your pectoralis major, deltoid and tricep. If you go higher, people do it because they try to make it easier. All you're doing is grinding your tendon and causing stress in the shoulder joint. If you're going really close, then you're taking the stimulus off your pectoralis major, and therefore your triceps have to work a little bit harder to try to lift your whole body weight without as much help with your pectoralis major. So when you do a push-up, try to do it in the body's strongest biomechanical and anatomical position. That way you get maximum muscle activation of all those associated muscles while reducing the stress in the joint. As soon as you start trying to cheat by taking your hands higher, all you're going to do is hurt your shoulder over time. If you come in here, that's still a good exercise, but it's not going to be quite as strong as out here. And that would be no cow poo.